What can go wrong with surrogacy? I think it's a very, very important consideration that all couples who wish to go through a surrogacy arrangement should consider before they actually make a firm decision to go down this route. The important consideration would be is where you have your treatment. Any surrogacy arrangement you have in an unlicensed setting will not give you the legal rights to be the parent of the child. So when choosing a clinic, you need to ensure in UK you have a treatment and with the Human Fertilization Embryology Authority licensed clinic, so that you can ensure you can be the legal parent of the child at the end of the arrangement. If you're choosing clinics abroad, as part of the international surrogacy, you need to ensure a few aspects. One of it is surrogacy legal in the country where you wish to have the treatment? Number two is, if you have the treatment there, whether there is an arrangement that you can legally bring the child and this arrangement will be acceptable by the family court in the United Kingdom. So these are some of the important things you need to consider when you're just choosing a clinic or a setting where you wish to have your treatment. The other important considerations would be is, yes, there is a remote but a very real possibility that the host surrogate or if it is a part of the straight surrogacy, the surrogate may decide not to hand over the child at the end of the birth. And this is probably at the top of mind for most of the patients going through it. What if I do not have my child? The other consideration, while I may say it's minor, but they're still extremely important to consider, would be is when doing a surrogacy arrangement, ensure that you have a candid discussion with the host surrogate, because if there were to be any obstetric complications, your views and the host surrogate's views should be in concurrence. For example, if there is a congenital abnormality or a birth defect of a child, you may wish not to have the child, but the surrogate might not want to go through a termination because of the psychological consequences. And you have to understand that the responsibility of the obstetric team or the fetal medicine team in such situation lies with the host surrogate and not with yourself. That is something you need to consider when you are putting in place a surrogacy arrangement. And the other one important consideration, if during the course of the surrogacy arrangement or during the course of the pregnancy, if the surrogate were to have a life-threatening complication or for some reason lead to an unexpected adverse event, there is an exposure to the liability to yourself. So you should put in place adequate insurances and life insurances, not only for yourself but also for the surrogate's family. So these are some of the important considerations that you should consider, ways and mechanisms in which surrogacy can go wrong.